What if getting older isn't a slow fade, but the quiet beginning of your greatest awakening? Look around. Society sells us a very narrow, very flawed script about aging. From the time we are young, we are conditioned to believe that youth is the absolute peak of the human experience. We're told that everything after our 20s or 30s is just a gentle, inevitable decline. We are expected to step back, to quiet down, to shrink our presence, and to survive purely on the fuel of our past memories instead of the fire of our future dreams. But what if that narrative is entirely backward? What if the world has been lying to you about what it means to age? Buddhist wisdom offers a far more generous, and frankly, a far more powerful truth. Aging is not the end of your becoming. It is the ripening of everything life has been preparing inside of you. You are not becoming less. You are becoming distilled, essential, unshakable. Think about it. This is the season where you no longer need to race, to prove your worth to strangers, or to constantly compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You have lived through the brutal storms and the quiet tenderness of life. You have held incredible joy and shattering heartbreak in the exact same hands. And now, you enter a chapter that isn't about striving, it's about seeing clearly. This video is not about resisting your age. It is about inhabiting it with absolute depth, softness, and an apex mindset. It's about taking control of your inner narrative. So, settle in. Listen closely. Let these ideas settle into the quiet spaces of your mind. Your life still holds immense beauty and power that you have not yet discovered. Here are the 6 ultimate lessons to master this new chapter of your life. Lesson number 1. Drop the dead weight. Or, as the ancient teachings say, let go of what no longer serves you. In our culture, letting go is often mistaken for giving up. But letting go isn't a weakness. It is the ultimate, purest form of courage. It takes profound strength to look at the life you've built and decide to stop carrying what your heart can no longer hold. As we level up in life, the journey itself begins to reveal what actually matters by gently and sometimes violently stripping away what doesn't. Think about the things you once clung to so tightly, those old roles you played just to fit in, the stubborn expectations you had for your career or your family, the worn-out ambitions that belonged to a younger version of you. Eventually, they just become too heavy to justify carrying. Imagine your mind as a house you've been filling with furniture for decades. Some of those pieces are absolutely priceless. Moments of deep love, hard-earned lessons, memories that still warm you on a cold night. But let's be honest, many other rooms have just been gathering dust. The resentments you've replayed 1,000 times in the shower. The regrets about choices you cannot change. The obligations you said yes to purely out of guilt. The people you tried endlessly to please, who never even noticed your effort. These things are crowding your inner space. They leave absolutely no room for peace to sit down. Clinging is the root of human suffering. We suffer once from the actual bad experience, and then we suffer 1,000 times more from the memory we refuse to release. True freedom doesn't happen when life magically gets easier. Freedom happens when you loosen your grip on the things that are draining your life force. So, Ask yourself today, what am I still carrying that exhausts me? Who am I trying to make happy at the cost of my own joy? The ego clings because it's terrified of being empty, but your higher self understands that emptiness is just space. Space for lightness. Space for the person you are becoming right now. Letting go isn't losing, it is choosing. Choose peace over heaviness. Lesson number 2. Ruthlessly protect your peace through wise relationships. There comes a defining moment in your life when you finally understand this absolute truth. Not everyone deserves a seat at your emotional table. Not everyone deserves access to your peace. When we were younger, many of us tolerated far more toxicity than our hearts could handle. We stayed in draining relationships because we thought loyalty meant enduring disrespect. We kept the peace in our friend groups or families by completely abandoning our own needs. We feared being alone more than we feared losing ourselves. But as you grow wiser, you gain a quiet, unstoppable clarity. You begin to see that emotional harmony is 100 times more valuable than the illusion of having a large social circle. A crowded room means absolutely nothing if your spirit feels empty inside it. A true community is not measured by the number of contacts in your phone. It is measured by the quality of the energy those people bring into your life. Sometimes your entire tribe is just 2 people. Sometimes it's just you, and that is perfectly fine. Anyone who brings calm instead of chaos, who listens rather than judges, who sees the person you are today rather than holding you hostage to the person you used to be. That person is worth their weight in gold. Pause 3 seconds. You have a profound right to choose who gets your energy. You can love people from a distance. You can wish them the absolute best without welcoming them back into your daily routine. You can bless their journey without letting their drama spill into your living room. Remember this rule. If it costs you your peace, the price is too high. You have paid enough in stress. You have paid enough in silence. You no longer owe anyone access to your inner world just because you shared history. Choose quality over quantity. Your energy is sacred now. Protect it like the apex asset it is. Lesson number 3. Anchor yourself in the ultimate now. The past is a memory. The future is an imagination. The only real, tangible asset you own in this world is the exact second you are existing in right now. Yet, as we get older, the human mind loves to drift. It wanders backward, replaying old scenes, agonizing over what might have been, reading chapters of a book that has already been published and can't be rewritten. And when it's not looking in the rearview mirror, it's projecting forward into an uncertain tomorrow, writing horror stories shaped entirely by anxiety. You have to actively interrupt this cycle. Think of your past as a massive library. The shelves are filled with beautiful, painful, and meaningful chapters. You can visit that library when you need a specific lesson or some perspective, but you were never meant to set up a sleeping bag and live in the aisles. And the future? That's just a rough draft your mind is sketching out before the paint has even dried. But now is solid ground. Now is where your power lives. Being fully present isn't about forcing yourself to be happy 24/7. or pretending every single second of your day is some profound spiritual experience. It's way simpler than that. It's the practice of allowing this current moment to exist exactly as it is, without judging it, and without wishing it was something else. Try this today. Bring your mind to where your physical body is. If you are walking to the mailbox, just walk. Feel the ground. If you are drinking your morning coffee, actually taste the bitterness and the warmth. Don't scroll on your phone. Don't plan your afternoon. Just taste the coffee. When you breathe, actually feel the rise and fall of your chest. The exact same rhythm that has kept you alive through every single season, every triumph, and every tragedy of your life. When you truly witness the ordinary, it becomes extraordinary. You take your power back from time. Lesson number 4. Embrace the shift. Accept impermanence. If there is one universal law that governs everything, it's this. Everything changes. Everything shifts. The seasons, our bodies, our relationships, our careers, our world. The greatest source of human frustration is our desperate, exhausting attempt to freeze time. We want the good times to last forever, and we want to fast forward through the bad times. We look in the mirror and mourn the fact that we don't look exactly the way we did at 25. We hold onto the way things used to be with a white knuckle grip, but fighting the natural flow of life is like trying to hold back the ocean with your bare hands. It will only break you, but fighting the natural flow of life is like trying to hold back the ocean with your bare hands. It will only break you. When you finally stop demanding that things stay the same, you unlock a massive reserve of personal energy. You enter a flow state. Acceptance is not resignation. Acceptance doesn't mean you don't care. It means you understand the rules of the game. When you realize that a beautiful moment is temporary, you don't take it for granted. You savor it. And when you realize that a painful season is also temporary, you don't let it destroy you. You endure it with grace, knowing that this, too, shall pass. Stop fighting the current. Lean back, float, and let the river of life carry you forward. The view is much better when you stop struggling. Lesson number 5. Discover the supreme wealth of simple joy. In our culture, we are programmed to chase the next big thing, the next promotion, the next car, the next vacation, the next dopamine hit. We are taught that a successful life is a loud, busy, and expensive life. But as you step into your higher self, the lens shifts. You realize that true wealth has absolutely nothing to do with constant stimulation. Life becomes less about massive achievements and more about deep appreciation. You don't need a grand, earth-shattering event to feel deeply fulfilled. Gratitude doesn't require extra hours in the day. It only requires a shift in your awareness. It is the quiet moments that become the sweetest. The satisfaction of a quiet morning before the rest of the world wakes up. The sound of rain against the glass. A good conversation with someone who actually understands you. A body that, despite its aches and pains, still carries you through this world every single day. When you detach your happiness from external achievements and anchor it in simple, everyday miracles, you become untouchable. The world can't take your joy away because your joy is no longer dependent on the world's validation. You have found the treasure of later life, the vision to recognize the absolute sacredness hidden in the everyday. Lesson number 6. Build a legacy of true compassion. At a certain point, a quiet question rises up in all of us. What will remain of me when I am gone? The ego will immediately answer with status, bank accounts, business empires, and trophies. But true wisdom offers a completely different metric for success. Your real legacy, your ultimate footprint on this earth, is the compassion you leave behind in the hearts of others. Your legacy is how you made people feel. Compassion is simply the ability to look at another human being and recognize your shared struggle. It is the softening of the heart. It's looking at someone who is difficult or angry and realizing, just like me, this person is fighting a battle I know nothing about. Just like me, they want to be happy. But here is the most important part of this lesson. Compassion must start inward. As we age, we often become incredibly forgiving of others, but brutally harsh on ourselves. We carry our past mistakes around like a backpack full of bricks. We judge our past decisions with anger instead of tenderness. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to forgive yourself. The version of you that made those mistakes in the past didn't have the wisdom you have today. Forgive that younger you. They did the best they could with the tools they had at the time. True power is choosing to be the warm light in a very cold world. You don't need to move mountains to matter. The world does not remember the noise. It remembers the warmth. It remembers the people who made it feel safe to simply breathe. When you choose peace, when you extend kindness, you become a living, breathing reminder that goodness still exists. And that light is the legacy that truly lasts. Listen to me carefully. Aging is not your sunset. It is your summit. You are not here to rush anymore. You are not here to prove anything to anyone who doesn't matter. You are here to live with intensity, to see clearly, to love without fear, and to walk with the quiet, unshakable confidence you have earned through every single season of your life. These aren't just lessons. They are the blueprint for building an elite mindset, an apex mindset. If this message shifted something inside you today, don't just let it fade away. Hit that like button. Drop a comment below sharing which lesson hit you the hardest. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are building a community of people dedicated to leveling up their minds and taking absolute ownership of their lives. Stay peaceful, stay focused, and always keep climbing. I'll see you in the next one.